building your confidence. Confidence is very, very big because a lot of people confidence don't be where it need to be. So when you start facing triumph and you start going through difficulties in this business, your confidence don't be where it need to be, and that's why most people quit. You mentally and spiritually need to have yourself together, and that's why I believe in like law of attraction, affirmations. That's one of the things that kind of helped me in the beginning. Like when I first started educating myself, I still had a lot of fear. Like I didn't know if this is what I really wanted to do. I didn't know if it was going to work. I didn't know, what was going to happen. So I had to build my confidence, and affirmations is one of those things that it really, really, really helped me in the beginning. And I wake up every morning, and before I go to bed, I'm looking myself in the mirror and I'm telling myself these affirmations on a daily basis. And what happens is your mind start hearing these things, and your mind start really is really like the law of attraction. Like when your mind start hearing these things, it start believing these things, and then things start happening. Because I noticed that when I start speaking, and it says it in the Bible how powerful the tongue is, and when I start speaking these affirmations on a daily basis, I noticed that things start happening. I start building confidence. I was telling myself I was successful. I was telling myself that I'm blessed. I was telling myself, all these different things that I say them every day. I mean, I can go and tell you, but it'll take a long time for me to go and tell you all my affirmations that I say every day. But pretty much you're just basically looking yourself in the mirror and you're telling yourself, today is a great day. I'm blessed. I'm whole. I'm healed. I'm highly favored. I'm anointed. You just start going into just a one-on-one with you in the mirror and God, and just basically telling yourself that I'm all these things, even if I'm not all these things, even if I'm broke, or even if I'm going through financial issues, or even if I'm going through marital issues, or even if I'm going through my kids drive me crazy, whatever I'm going through, I'm looking myself in the mirror and I'm talking positive, and my mind is feeding into this stuff. My mind is soaking it in like a sponge, and my mind is every day hearing myself tell myself these things. And after a while, my mind gonna start saying, you know what, I am blessed. You know what, I am financially stable. You know what, I am healed if I'm sick, or whatever it is. Your mind start hearing these things, and then things start manifesting. Because I ain't gonna lie, when I first started, I wasn't none of those things, and I was just speaking it every day, even though I wasn't none of that. And all of a sudden, I mean, things just start happening. Things start coming together. The right people start coming around, and I just had to have a one-on-one with God. And of course, I give all my glory to God. None of this would be without Him. And when I started having my one-on-one relationships and having my spiritual connection with Him and doing my affirmations on a daily basis, God started showing me visions and start putting the right people in the right places. Things just start coming together. So it's very important with the affirmation thing, because it kind of really built my confidence, and it really helped just really kind of bring everything together. So you definitely want to build your confidence, and that's very important, because if you don't build your confidence, you're going to quit like most people do in this business. Most people quit. They don't even make it through none of this. And one of the biggest things, before I get into the marketing section, just the last thing on mindset, one of the biggest things that really I believe helped me, besides me praying daily, besides me doing my affirmations, besides me getting a spiritual relationship with God and understanding my why, understanding what it is God wanted me to do, I think what really took me to another level was the fact that, like I mentioned earlier, my finances was not where they needed to be. So I kind of started from the ground up. So what happened was I started doing one of those things was called, I was reaping what I sowed. So what happened was, when my money was low, I was still staying faithful to church. I was still giving. I was still helping others. I was still just sowing seeds. Even when I didn't have the money, I didn't have the money to be sowing these seeds, but it was just something about sowing. It was something about paying my tithes. It was something about helping people, even when I really didn't have it to help, but it was just something about it. And I think that was like one of the biggest turning points. And I still to this day give dramatically to my church. I give to charities monthly, to all the homeless shelters. I have like 4 different homeless children shelters that I get to monthly. And to this day, my needs is met, and I don't even worry about it, because that giving, it just kind of, it's one of those things where you reap what you sow. Another thing about reaping what you sow is not only just with the finance part, But reaping what you sow, like I was talking to he just left, but I was talking to Charles earlier, reaping what you sow even with the people that's around you. You definitely, I had to change my mindset. I had to remove myself from some of the people that I grew up with because they was going in a whole nother direction. So I had to start surrounding myself around positive people, go-getters, people who business-oriented, people who got a drive to want to be successful. So all of these things played a part in my beginning development, trying to get to where I'm headed to now. All of these things had to take place. I didn't just jump straight into real estate and start making money. These things had to be taken care of before I even got to that point, because one thing about it is when the money start rolling in, you got to know what to do with it. You got to know how to handle it. And if your mind ain't right and your confidence is not there and you don't know how to deal with money and you don't know how to pay taxes and you don't know how to, you're not educated and you're not familiar with your surroundings, because if you're around the wrong people, then it's easy for you to spend money the wrong way. It's easy for you to make mistakes. It's easy for you to go down the wrong path. So that's why all these things that people don't think about, I did not take for granted, because these were a large reason of why the success came at an early, so fast for me, is because I didn't ignore paying my tithes and just basically giving to others. I didn't ignore those things. I didn't ignore affirmations, building my confidence, just making sure that mentally and spiritually I'm strong. I didn't ignore these things, and my mindset, I was just so focused on just getting my mind right that because